Okay, friends, so what this question is saying to us is a study was conducted to determine the utility of the adjunctive therapy in a case of bacterial meningitis. See, in bacterial meningitis, we use either antibiotic or with antibiotic with steroid. So, what they are saying in this question is patient with the acute bacterial meningitis and their CSF analysis was showing a gram-positive diplococci, means they are talking about the Streptococcus pneumoniae. That is the most common causative organism for meningitis. Divided into two groups, means they have taken the patients of Streptococcus pneumoniae meningitis and they are divided into two groups. The first control group was given systemic antibiotics only. The first group was given only antibiotics, whereas the second group was given dexamethasone followed by systemic antibiotics. Now, comparing to the control group, the patient with the experimental group developed fewer neurological sequelae. Means the steroid followed by the antibiotic in that group, the patient has less symptoms. So they are asking in this question that the experimental patient most likely benefited from the use of this drug due to which of the following, means why the steroid has benefited more in the case of Streptococcus pneumoniae meningitis. So to understand this, let's try to understand, see how the meningitis that occurs from the Streptococcus pneumoniae, how it is going to manifest. If we talk about the acute bacterial meningitis, see overall the most common cause for adults as well as the pediatric age group, it is Streptococcus pneumoniae, which is a gram-positive diplococci. Gram-positive diplococci. When we talk about the same thing, the most common cause for neonates, then it is Streptococcus agalactiae. So in the question, if they particularly ask for neonate, then only go for agalactiae. If not specified, either they are asking for adult or pediatric age group, it is going to be Streptococcus pneumoniae. Now, how the pathophysiology of this inflammation by this Streptococcus pneumoniae is, see this gram-positive organism. This gram-positive organism, it contains in the cell wall few components. In the cell wall of gram-positive Streptococcus pneumoniae, what we have is something called as peptidoglycans and teichoic acid. Now, these are highly antigenic, so it will lead to massive inflammation. They will lead to massive inflammation in the CNS. Now, once there is massive inflammation in the CNS, particularly in the meninges, what is going to happen is that there is a lot of cytokines will come, that is tumor necrosis factor alpha, interferon gamma, and particularly interleukin 12. These are the key cytokines that are going to increase in the quantity in that particular region where there is inflammation. Now, because of that, what happens is that the blood-brain barrier which is there is loosening of the blood-brain barrier. Because of this massive inflammation, the tight junction will be disrupted between the blood-brain barrier cells. So I can say there is loosening of tight junctions at blood-brain barrier. Now this is the key point that I want to highlight, that because of the inflammation, what happened is that the blood-brain barrier, the cells between the blood-brain barrier, they have the tight junction and that is disrupted. So the blood-brain barrier is loose. If the blood-brain barrier is loose, then what is going to happen is that it will lead to vasogenic edema. And because of this vasogenic edema, the more fluid will come inside the CNS and will lead to increase in the raised intracranial tension. So this is the main problem that occurs with the gram-positive organism, because they have more peptidoglycan, more teichoic acid, and that is leading to more inflammation, more inflammatory cytokines will come. So what we do is we treat in the treatment part. If you are having acute bacterial meningitis case, and by CSF analysis you have made diagnosis, this is because of gram-positive organism. Because peptidoglycans and this teichoic acid is more in the gram-positive organism, it is less in Neisseria meningitis, that is gram-negative. So when it is confirmed that it is gram-positive organism, what we do is in the treatment, first we give dexamethasone, and dexamethasone will be followed by the antibiotic course. Now the reason why we are giving dexamethasone first before the antibiotic shot in this, because dexamethasone is going to decrease the inflammation part. As the inflammation will decrease, the tight junction will not disrupt and the inflammation will also decrease. So I can say what this dexamethasone is going to do is, it is going to decrease the inflammation of the CNS. It is going to decrease the inflammation of CNS, so the tight junction will remain intact and the edema will decrease and the mortality and morbidity will decrease in the future. So once we have understood this, let's go to the option. They are saying that in this question, they are saying that why we are giving the steroid first and the antibiotic second. See, if you look at the option number A, what it is saying is it is decreasing the inflammatory response in the CNS. It is decreasing the inflammatory response of the response in the CSF. There is less inflammation, the tight junction will not disrupt, right? Most of the time you may be confused between the option A and option B. See, option B is saying there is increased antibiotic penetration. What I am saying is, when the meningitis occurs because of pneumonitis, Streptococcus pneumoniae, the tight junction is already disrupted. The antibiotic is already going very freely inside the CNS, right? And that is going to kill the bacteria. As it will kill the bacteria, the more cell wall will come, the more the cell wall, peptidoglycan, more the edema will be. So before killing the bacteria, what we do is we give the steroid. So there will be less inflammation, and then you give the antibiotic so that it will kill the bacteria, right? So answer to this question is it is going to decrease the inflammatory response. That is why we give the steroid. There is nothing to do with the blood-brain barrier penetration of antibiotic, right? With the dexamethasone in the case of Streptococcus pneumoniae meningitis. Thank you.